Welcome back to Teachings and Tangents. And today we are going to be doing a recap of Chakras 101. So if you haven't, go ahead and watch Chakra 101, root straight through to the Crown Chakra. So there's 7 total videos explaining in 101 kind of basic terms each energy center and what they can do for us, how we can support them, and ways to balance and restore that energy center and what each one is for. So today we're just going to do a quick little recap because I was actually really thrilled. I had quite a few of you say, how could I incorporate the easy, basic, entry level energy clearing exercises into my day seamlessly, right? So we can actually incorporate it into things we already do and bring it in little ways. The major thing when most anything that I teach in coaching, most anything that I try to do in my own personal life, too, everything is intention and vibration. So even if you simply set the intention to clear one, a few, or all of your energy centers, all of your chakras, setting that intention is probably the easiest and most basic and most effective way to clear your chakras. Think about it. Have you ever walked into a room and you've felt the vibration, right? Have you ever woken up and saying, I just am in such a great mood, everything feels really good? Or on the other side, have you ever woken up and said, ugh, things just feel off? Setting that vibration, having the awareness of the energy around you, of the energy in your body, and knowing that you are beyond capable, way, way, way capable of changing and altering that energy is the easiest way to stabilize, clear, set, strengthen, utilize, empower your energy centers, right? But then there's also ways that are fun and um take it to another level, right? Tools and exercises. When it's like knowing that you have a connection to your higher power, the universe, God. You know this, you feel it, but then you do certain things like whether it's say a prayer or go to synagogue or go to a church, right? Or have a meeting with people, speaking on topics that spiritually align with you, right? So you're taking that intuitive knowledge that you have of this higher being and practicing it, right? So there's that way that we can use our tools, right? So we know that we can walk into situations and want to be mindful and can set that intention, but then we also have tools to help us do that, whether it is nervous system regulation, mindfulness, or mindset tools. That's what I teach. That's what I love to teach, is all the tools to be able to utilize these amazing resources. So we're going to teach you some tools that you can use to strengthen and balance and really set empowerment within, like I said, one, a few, or all of your chakras. So again, I have our little, I'm going to share my screen because we have the slideshow. So we're going to just give it a present over here. All right, here we are. You guys, if this is your 8th time here with us for Chakra 101 on Teachings and Tangents, you're quite familiar with this. This is just showing us the placement of each chakra in the line. They run the length of our spinal cord, and each energy center it's a wheel. Chakra is Sanskrit for a wheel, and each energy center, as it spins around in its location, is either spinning smoothly and having energy that is useful, or sometimes it's blocked, sometimes it's clogged, it's murky, right? And that's what we're here to do, is fix it all up. So here is the final chart with everything, every little tidbit about each chakra for Chakra 101. So what I've decided to do for you guys in this final episode is this presentation, these slideshows, I created a PDF. And so down in the description box, there's a link, and click on that and it will take you to have this PDF emailed straight to you so that you can use this information for yourself in the future and keep your chakras all running smoothly, all the spokes in line. So just to quickly go over, if you watched the other episodes a little bit ago, or if you haven't yet watched them. So it's the first through the seventh chakra, and they're the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. These are the symbols. And in each episode, we go over what each symbol means and what it symbolizes, what it represents, right? This number underneath the symbol correlates to the number of lotus petals on each symbol, and we go into depth on that. So now we have this next line that is I am, I feel, I do, I love, I speak, I see, and I understand. Those are almost meanings or prompts for affirmations or mantras. And each energy center goes deeper into how you can use that to support your energy center. Each energy center is related or corresponds to an element. And in general, we often just hear about earth, water, fire, and air, these first four elements, but we have space, which is like ether around us, space. Then we have light and thought are also elements, and elements that people can work with, elements that are part of our universe, part of the atmosphere. Now, right here, this next line just gives you a little, very short recap of what each chakra represents, right? What it's responsible for, what it correlates to, and how we can use it, what we want to use it for, I should say. So, root, we've got stability and safety, and that's really if we are not feeling safe in our root, meaning strong, grounded, right, we're always going to be a little off balance throughout all of them. Now, the third eye chakra is the one. So when people first want to start dabbling in um, energy healing, chakra clearing and balancing, I generally talk to people and we go through a few different questions. We have some dialogue. And in general, we usually start with either the root, heart, or third eye based off of what they're feeling, where they want the movement in their life, or how we can best help them. The third eye, if you're going to start to work with your chakras, I would suggest spending some time in the beginning with your third eye, because having a connection to your intuition, which resides in our third eye, is going to help you to see and feel where your imbalances are, right? So then you can do this on your own. So if you strengthen your third eye and start to intuitively know your body, know your mind, and know your soul, you're going to be able to say, that okay, so this, a lot of people think it's when they're feeling sad or depressed or off, right? A lot of people think it's got to be my heart chakra. I'm love, right? Because love is the highest vibration. So, but oftentimes it is residing in a different area. And so we can understand that more intuitively if we strengthen our third eye. We start to know exactly where our body is off. Everybody is different, right? So into the exercises that will be able to use, I pulled everything together so that you can have a few different things to do to incorporate healing for all of the chakras, balancing, right? So for my yogis, my stretchers, we're just going to know that this is not medical advice. This is not physio guidance. This isn't physical therapy. These are some very entry level, basic, in some respects, non-strenuous stretches. And what we want to do is follow your own flow. Maybe you want to do this really like a vinyasa, real smooth, real fast, right? Maybe you're going to do it like a little bit of a yin yoga where you're taking your time and you're spending as much time as you want in each pose. Maybe you're staying longer in the lotus pose than you are in the boat pose, right? So this is where we're strengthening our third eye. Do what works for you. So this circle, right? I did 2 stretching sequence for you. The next slide, I laid it out a little bit differently. This sequence, right? We're always gonna, well, you don't have to, you can do whatever you'd like, right? But the purpose that I did was to start at the top here, and you can decide if you're going crown down to the root, or if you are going, this is the root, I think, or if you are going from the root down and up. Okay. So we start with our tree pose. We will start and end with the tree pose and the lotus pose for all of it, right? So let's just say we're going to go from our root to our crown. All right, so we're going to start in a tree pose. Then we're going to get down onto the ground into a comfortable lotus pose. There's the little blue dot, a little lotus pose. Then we are going to do our root. So we're balancing here with the lotus pose. We're doing our root chakra with the child's pose. Very grounding, very it is a safety pose in yoga. It's the one that they say whenever you're in doubt, get right down into child's pose. So then we're moving from our root to our sacral. And with our sacral, we're doing this crescent pose. Then we're going to our solar plexus. This boat pose, our solar plexus is the one that's located 2 inches above our belly button. This boat pose really ignites that core fire, and that's what our solar plexus is all about. Then we get back into our seated position and do a heart opener. This is a basic heart opener, right? But there's so many other, if you go back to the different episodes, each episode gave at least 3, if not 4 different stretches or poses specifically for each chakra. So we're going to do a heart opener. Then we're moving up to our neck. And then we are going to sit in the lotus pose for the third eye, and then end with the crown pose. So if you were to go this way, then you would go your crown, third eye, neck, heart, solar plexus, sacral, and root, and then rounding it down to end your practice, right? So this little circle, you go either way, whichever way feels good for you. And this might be one of the first things you do to practice your intuition, is say, which way feels good today? Do I want to go root straight up to crown or top to bottom? Ask yourself these questions and sit and really listen to what you're feeling, what you're hearing. So this next one, we are going to start here with the root, because I personally, this is the one that I do because I like to go root to crown. I had a teacher who loved to teach it crown to root, and for some reason my brain just is like, no, that's not the way it goes. So that's my intuition. You listen to yours. So I do a mountain pose for grounding, and then I come over here for sacral, a crescent pose. You'll notice this is a different crescent than the other one, and they're all the same. That it's that opening up of your lower abdomen area for your sacral. Then we're coming into our solar plexus for warrior pose. Tree pose, you'll notice on our last slide, tree pose was ending our sequence and also crown. There's a lot of poses that correlate to more than one chakra, and that's where the intention lies, right? So then we're doing our tree pose for the heart chakra, bridge for the throat. Third eye is the chakra for the child's pose at this one, when we're putting some pressure on our third eye. Again, notice the intention, right? Crown pose, Savasana, the corpse pose. It's when we are coming down and we are then connecting into our higher power. This is the sequence that I enjoy, so I thought I would share it with you. So there's 2 yoga sequences, stretching sequences that you can do as long or as little as you'd like. And then a really great way to incorporate chakra healing daily is to create your own chakra mantras. Now, I get a lot of questions with like mantra, affirmation. What's the difference, right? So the difference lies in the definition. It's very similar if you ask me, but mantras, they lend themselves to be very spiritual. It's a prayer. It's it's repeated, and it is, when I say a prayer, right? It's making a connection to the divine, the universe, to God, to your higher power, right? And it's often repeating, and I'm struggling to not say the word wish because that's not quite it, but it's more of a prayer, and and it is repeated, right? Mantra is a Sanskrit word meaning the offering, the prayer, right? You're giving that, what you're stating the intention for, this spiritual connection, right? So that's why oftentimes you'll hear mantra being used with chakras, but it's easily and uh, correctly related to affirmations. Now, affirmations are the same thing. These could be either mantras or affirmations. They're the same. The difference is when we are talking in mindset communities about affirmations, we're really looking at creating new beliefs. We're looking at rewiring our subconscious and conscious minds, right? We're looking at taking and replacing how we are currently feeling with how we want to feel, right? So, and they can be repeated, and you can turn an affirmation into a mantra and vice versa, right? So it's really the intention around it. So I hope that that clarifies for the questions that I've gotten on affirmations and mantras. Um, I feel like I say it all the time. It's the intention. It's the intention of what you're using your words for, right? So when we look at, here we are, I am, I feel, and if you'll notice, these are our symbols for each chakra. I am, I feel, I do, I love, I speak, I see, I understand. You'll also notice that these may be different from the ones at the beginning of the slide. And it's the concept, it's the intention, right? Of that it is I I feel, because we talk about emotions, but you can say I create, right? When you're talking about down here, when you're talking about your sacral, right? I create a life that I want to have, right? So it's the intention of that energy center. So you can create a mantra or a one sentence affirmation for the chakras. And it can be something that you say and you repeat during maybe 3, 5, 10-minute mindfulness meditation sessions that you have in the morning. It can be something that you write out. And this is where affirmations are really cool, is so when you do write out affirmations, you're 40% more likely to then rewire because of the connection between, it's almost like multifaceted. You're touching, you're writing it, you're seeing it, you're hearing it, you're saying it in your head, and then add it out loud. That's like another whammy for that, right? So you're going to make an affirmation or a mantra that suits you and where you're at. This is an example of one of mine that I've done. And I personally like to write them out every day. And then I do call on my intuition and my sense of what I'm needing. And then that's when I'm sitting in mindfulness, I will just automatically start repeating 1, 2, 3 that I'm feeling called to that day. What's speaking to me, right? Maybe I'm feeling really unbalanced. Maybe I had an argument with somebody and it's leaving me to feel a little unsafe, right? I may write all of these out, but then when I sit down to do my mindfulness, I may be saying, I am grounded. And I offer peace to myself and the other person, right? So that's how I do this. But so, for example, I'm grounded. I honor my emotions. I am in control of my life. I forgive myself and others. I express myself clearly. I see clearly. Isn't that with my intuition sometimes? This is the question, right? Is it ego or is it intuition? We'll do an episode on that because the ego and the intuition both have voices and both like to speak. So I see clearly. I am connected to the divine. These are mantras that you can do. And like I said, you're going to be able to print this out and you will have a blank piece, a blank one without the examples so that you can create your own, post them anywhere in your house, wherever you want, your journal, whatnot. All right. Now we have crystals. And so that's one way that I love to use energy healing, right? So I have the 7 crystals these are my 7 that I like for each chakra. And I have them in a little bowl. And then I will either take the one that I've been working on, or I'll use my hand and feel which one I want to grab. And I carry it with me through the day, maybe in my pocket, maybe I throw it in the purse, maybe I put it in the cup holder in the car, right? Sometimes, don't tell my family, sometimes I'll take and put it near where their stuff is because I want to send that energy and love that I've put into my crystals for them, right? Actually, my kids would probably tell you I have like the selenite above their doors. They're good about it. I think they like it. Anyways, so we've got red jasper for our root, carnelian for the sacral, citrine for the solar plexus. I like rose quartz for heart. Some people, like we talked about when we did the heart episode, green, a lot of green. Jade is a really great heart one too. This is a gorgeous one. This is really the most like little character I found of it. The blue lace agate for throat, amethyst for third eye. I'm a Pisces, so my amethyst means a lot to me. So that's the one I use for my third eye. And then the clear quartz for the crown. Just that I like when I do my meditations for the clear, for the crown, is envisioning a white light, that white, clear, milky quartz color is so good. So that is the PDF. And the last thing that I'll share about how you can incorporate healing for your chakras is through meditation. And I talked about how we could use our mantras during meditation, but there's another way is with visualization. And so you would start off, and this is for balancing and clearing, right? So there's a couple different ways. You're going to enter it with your breath, and you're going to imagine that your breath is pulling in the color associated with that with the chakra that you're working on. And so let's say we're working on our heart chakra. So then when I do this, I close my eyes. So you're going to close your eyes or keep them open or just gently soften your gaze. And you're going to breathe in and imagine the most beautiful green or pink light that you can bring into your imagination. And it is coming in as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Because with our energy centers, knowing that everything is energy, it is transmutable as well as always there, right? So we're going to bring it in, but then as it's balancing us, we bring it back out to the universe. We're not keeping and hoarding heart energy, right? You're breathing in the green or pink light and then breathing it out. And you can do this to specific chakras, or you can start at your root, breathing in a red light into that root chakra space, breathing it out. Do it for as long or as short as you'd like. Then move up to your next, this sacral. You're breathing in the orange, right? So that's one way. Imagine air, the light, that vibration coming into the chakra. You can also do it. So I was doing it, explaining it to you. So it might be better, like, so that you're breathing it in this way. The other way you could do it is to start either crown or root and imagine the light going up and down, right? The chakras all work together. It's a system. So your sacral chakra is going to enjoy having a clear and balanced root chakra. So bring the light up and down, right? So now that's our visual eyes, our third eye, our imagination, using our breath, using the visualization of light. You can add sound to it, add the whirling sound of the air coming in and out. And then the next way that you can use meditation is with it's affirmations and words around it, right? So you can, as you're doing that, add in your mantras or your affirmations as you're breathing in, right? Maybe I'm breathing in the indigo into my third eye and I'm saying, I see clearly, right? So then now what we can do is set some intentions around this, set the intention and the vibration. And by that, I mean, now you're going to be using words and intentions to say, for example, if I'm doing my third eye, I would say, I now clear my third eye. I now release all blockages from my third eye. So now I am setting an intention of what I'm doing, which is clearing and setting and balancing my chakras, right? So I do that top to bottom. At least I try this. That's in general my Saturday morning one. My Saturday morning meditation is my clean. You know, some people have cleaning days, right? So that's my chakra healing cleaning days, right? So maybe inside the learning circle, I'll do like a chakra clearing mindfulness on a Saturday. Speaking of the learning circle, we are raising prices, founding member prices right now. It's $22 a month or $54 for 3 months. That price will go up in September. The Learning Circle is such an incredible place. Reach out. We can talk more about it. We do weekly mindfulness sessions. They have a content library that is chock full of videos, audios, PDFs. We do group coaching. We have guest speakers. So much. Lots of fun. Anyways, I think I'm going to do that. I'll do a Saturday chakra clearing for everybody in there, right? So what we're doing with this last mindfulness is we are speaking what our intention is into existence. We are clearing and releasing blockages, right? Where we can say with our heart, I am now cutting all cords to people that no longer serve me, or I no longer serve them. I am releasing that from my energy field. I am allowing my heart chakra to balance, right? So that is how you can bring in mindfulness to clearing your chakras. And I do hope that this little final recap of Chakra 101 to give you ways to incorporate working on all your chakras or some just at a few at a time or however you see fit. This is my hope for you. And I will see you next week with some more teachings and tangents.